you ready to sit in the hot seat here, Johnny?
Yeah.
So today we are reviewing, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Yeah.
So that is the Z Flip 3. That's the camera that I have, and Johnny's here to showcase.
Got the Z Fold3.
So I'm going to ask you 11 questions, and then you just respond as honestly as you can, all right?
Yeah.
Sound good? Okay, question number 1. Communication and features. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so honestly, I haven't had any issues communication-wise. Like the Wi-Fi connection's always good, Bluetooth is good, unless I'm using AirPods, but I've always had that issue with Samsung and AirPods. Galaxy Buds Pro connection's good, they work well. Yeah, I haven't had any issues so far. It's been almost a week.
Any signal drops?
Signal drops a little bit. Like it's kind of slow sometimes, but I attribute that probably more to my provider than the phone.
Okay, we won't mention your provider.
Yeah.
I don't like to throw companies under the bus.
Don't want the big guns coming down on us either.
No. And that is a 5G phone.
Yeah, it's 5G. I've turned off 5G. I leave it on the LTE or lower.
Oh, interesting.
It tends to get me better connection around, but I think that's more like placement of towers and stuff.
Yeah. Question 2, camera quality.
Camera quality, I would say it's on par, about the same as my S21.
All right.
I've not taken a ton with it, but it's very similar.
Nice.
Same like sensors. So we've got the ultra wide and the telephoto.
Let's compare them side by side. So yours, that one is taller. So this is the S21, not the S21 Plus, not the S21. What was the other one they had?
The Ultra.
Yeah, this is not the Ultra. This is just the normal S21, and yours is definitely taller.
Probably about a 1/4 inch taller there.
Yeah, and then we'll compare this one because whoa,
you win there.
Well, I do have the case on. Do you feel that yours has to have a case?
I do, mostly in terms of like how slippery it is. Whoops. But I think it doesn't feel like it needs a case other than my grip. If it were a little grippier, I think I'd be comfortable not using a case.
Nice. Dependability. Does it function when needed?
Yeah. I've never had any issues with it like functioning when I needed it to. I know on past Samsung phones I've had issues where they'll like randomly restart. I don't think I've had that since, I think it was like my Note 9. So
random reboots are bad.
Yeah. Yeah, so this one, no issues. I do have it turned on where it'll automatically like restart every night. Mm-hmm. So I think that probably helps a little bit.
I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, so you can automatically set it to basically reboot, like hard power cycle every night.
I do know I have some geeky friends, and they actually shut their phone down every night. Give it a nap.
Yeah, this is basically the same thing. It just automatically does it for you.
Okay, you'll have to show us how to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Question number 4, design. What do you think of the design? What draws you to the Fold 3? Yeah,
well, I mean, design obviously is a big part of it. For me personally, it's less of a productivity like standpoint that I look at it. I look at it more as a media device. I've always had a phone and a tablet, and so it's nice to not have to carry both around. For basic things, I can use the cover screen, and like if I'm making a call, obviously, or even texting, I'll generally use that screen. Anytime I'm wanting to watch YouTube, or if I'm spending more time on it, I'm gonna be on Twitter for a while, then I'll open it up and I'll use the inner display, and it's definitely a good experience.
How often do you use the outer display?
I'd probably say it's a 40-60 split, where I'm using the outer display about 40% of the time.
Yeah, I mean, if I compare your outer display to the S21, if you bring if you consider the extra height, it's almost the same screen real estate.
Yeah, it's a 6.2 inch screen, so it's a big one. The only thing where it gets kind of hard is it is narrow. If you're typing at all, if you pull up the keyboard, it is, since it's a slimmer display, and I mean I've got big thumbs. When it comes to typing on it, I'll smash the wrong key sometimes.
So you kind of feel that it's crowded, whereas on this one, I mean,
hold it up there. It's definitely a difference.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about a difference of what, like half an inch.
Yeah.
But when the keys are that small, I think that does make a difference.
Yeah, which it's definitely something that's changed me from a two-handed typer most of the time to I'm using the swipe keyboard a lot more often. Because it tends to be good for that size display. I use Google keyboard as opposed to the Samsung one, which on the bigger screen pulls you up. Like, it's just a full keyboard, which that one you do definitely. I mean, it's a lot easier to type, but with the Samsung keyboard, they've actually have it split to both sides of the screen.
Okay.
To make it a little easier to reach.
Here, show me that one more time. I'll zoom in. Yeah, I think I had that same functionality when I had the LG dual screen V60. I think.
Yeah, because you can't have anything in the center because there isn't a center. I like this, but I cross over so often when I'm typing that the T is on the left, but sometimes I'll use my right thumb for it, and so it kind of, for me, made it a little harder. So I switched that to Gboard, and it's definitely a lot bigger.
Overall build quality on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think?
Man, I don't know what number I'd give it. I know it's high though. It definitely feels premium. I thought the hinge was gonna feel different, but it's really smooth. It can stop literally anywhere. I know from what I heard on the Z Fold3, it had specific places where it would hit.
Yeah.
But this one is more of a.
See if mine does the same. Yeah, they're pretty similar. But they just kind of stay put whenever you need them.
Shape-wise, the interior of the hinge, it used to be more like flat. So it would come up, hit a spot, and then hit another spot, whereas this is just smooth. It feels like it's heavy. I guess that's one thing that's kind of not my favorite, is it's a lot heavier than like the S21 or like any other phone I've had. But the thickness is not an issue, at least so far. It's about the same as two phones, but I've not really noticed.
I think because it is slightly narrower, it kind of plays with your brain a bit. Question number 5. How is the screen quality and touch sensitivity?
It's great. It's really bright. I think like this right here is only about 50% brightness. Like it can definitely get really bright.
Yeah.
The interior as well. I know this year they've upped the outer screen to 120 hertz as well. Definitely noticeable. I don't think I could go back to 60 hertz.
I tried the Motorola Razr, and I actually had that one for a month. But on mine, I feel that the screen is less plasticky.
I've never had another foldable, but just going to like Best Buy and testing them out, it definitely feels less plasticky, which is weird because I know it has a plastic screen protector over it still. But that is something I was a little worried about, was feel. That's why I never used a screen protector on my phone, was I like the glass.
Yeah.
And it feels fine. The touch sampling rate, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it feels similar. Like I don't feel like things lag behind my touches. It's all pretty responsive.
So compared to the S21, same response ratio?
Yeah, it feels basically the same.
Question 6, Johnny. UI. How easy is the user interface of Samsung?
I like it. Using it, I know a lot of people like the iPhones for being simple, but it's more just what you're used to, honestly. They've definitely done a good job of switching in terms of like apps. I'm using Twitter on the inside screen.
Yeah.
If I close it, it keeps your place.
Nice.
So that's definitely something that they've done well. I know from what I've heard about the last version, it would take like a couple seconds and then it would essentially reload your app.
Oh, lame.
So now what they do, essentially they take your inside screen and then they just mirror it to your exterior screen. For example, my home screen, these like spaces here, which if I close it on the front, it's the same. So they've basically just taken the first 2 pages and then they put them next to each other.
Oh, that's really nice.
So it's basically just having 2 phones, but they're connected on one screen. You can pin your apps to the side over here, which makes for really easy like multitasking. If I want to be on YouTube and scroll Facebook at the same time,
nice.
I can do that.
See, and that was, here, show me that again. That was really smooth.
Yeah, so if you've got your app open, we can be watching Gadgets Anonymous here.
You don't want to watch that show.
And
See,
then
from this angle, I can slightly see the crease.
yeah, once you're head on, it really disappears, especially if the screen is brighter. I think having a darker thing on the screen, it's also easier to see in the like white background. The aspect ratio is a little off for the multitasking. You can have up to 3, so if I want to add Twitter in here as well.
Oh, nice. And then if you want Twitter up top, will it automatically, can you just drag it up? And
Yeah, I think.
Swap? Oh.
See, there's a little swap button right here, so you can
cool. So
switch them around.
Rotate around like tiles.
Like I was saying, I don't really do much in terms of productivity with my phone. It's more of this is a fun device for me. Mm-hmm. So I've not played around a ton with this thing that they've added, which I really like, is they call it flex mode.
Okay.
Which it works with the app. For example, if I've got the app here, I can bend it a little bit and it puts the video up top, and then I can scroll on YouTube completely like below. It gives access to comments and stuff. And there's a lot of apps that'll actually support that. You've got Netflix, Hulu.
So you can be watching a Netflix show and then down below be navigating Netflix.
Yeah, that one's a little different. With Netflix specifically, is there anything I would get in trouble for putting anything up?
As long as you don't play the audio.
Okay, so no audio is fine. All right, so this one, if you're watching and you cut it to the center, it actually gives you like controls.
Oh, cool.
So like you can take a screenshot, you can change the brightness just from the control panel down here, play, pause, you can control the volume.
And then can you make the top screen completely full?
Well, that's full screen right now.
Oh, that is full screen.
Yeah, it's just the aspect ratio.
So now if you close that, will it play on the outside?
I don't think I have it set up for that. Basically, oh, no, I do. So you can set apps to, when you close the screen, to carry over to your cover screen. But that's also something that's kind of nice, is if you need a stand, you've got a built-in stand. Whereas it's not a huge screen, but if you're watching a video while you're eating your lunch, or you're not going to spend like an extended period of time just doing a watch party or something, then it gets the job done.
Awesome. Question 7, battery life and charging. Will it endure an entire day, Johnny?
Honestly, it's going to depend on your usage for sure. And I know that's the common answer, like
it's a
everything.
variable.
It depends. On a day that I work, I'm not on my phone as much. I've been coming home with about 70% battery life at the end of the day, and that's just basic. I'll be texting sometimes and be looking things up on my phone, but nothing like too heavy. On a day off when I might be on YouTube or Netflix, then I'll generally only make it to like 2 or 3 o'clock. That's if I'm getting up at like 10. Today I got up at 10. I watched YouTube for about an hour, sitting at an hour and a half of screen on time right now, and I'm down to 78%.
It's not bad.
So it's not bad. It's not great.
A lot.
Yeah, 11 and a half hours left based on my usage today so far. I'd say it's definitely nowhere near as good as I had the S20 Fan Edition. That one actually had pretty good battery life. Even my S21 was a little bit better, even though it's only a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. But this one's a 4,400, and it's definitely small for what it is. But I think they've gotten a little bit better at making your phone more efficient battery-wise.
How long does it take to fully charge?
Fully charge, it's got the 25 watt. I've not done like a 0 to 100, but I can generally plug it into my just Samsung fast charger. It'll top off really fast. I can go, I'd say 50 to 100, I don't know, 20 to 30 minutes.
That's not bad.
Not really tested it directly, but it's pretty quick. Same as something else.
S21, it's
Yeah.
The S21, I think that one had a battery of,
I think it was 4,000. But that's also, I leave Bluetooth on all the time. I'm not like turning it on and off. My Wi-Fi is generally on. I've got that set up where whenever I leave the house, it automatically turns off, and then it'll turn on based on your location.
I imagine with you turning off 5G, that probably adds another half an hour of screen.
Yeah, I'm sure that does. Especially out and about, since the 5G towers aren't as prevalent as 4G. If it's on 5G searching for a 5G tower, it's going to be better. I've got a 5G tower like a block from my house though, so if I'm at home, I don't think it really would change a ton.
Question 8, warranty and support.
Samsung's, especially with like the Z series, they've stepped it up a little bit when it comes to their support and their warranty. I know, I'm not sure if this was just for pre-order, but you get Samsung like protection. If anything happens, you're covered. But then they've also, I can't remember what it's called, it's like Z members or something, like a special extra subscription, get you special offers for things. Basically gives you an extra tab in the Samsung members app, so you get extra benefits. And so it'll be stuff 6 months free of Evernote Professional or 6 months of OB workouts. A lot of it is like productivity things. They're wanting this to be your business phone. But it's definitely something that's kind of cool. There's Clear, which is like traveling with I think it was your fingerprint. TSA.
Yeah, for streaming through the gates.
Yeah, so you get a year of that. Like it's definitely something that's kind of cool. I guess less of we're supporting your phone, or more of, hey, you bought our fancy phone, we're going to give you some extra stuff.
Yeah, some fringe benefits.
So looks like, so if I crack my screen, it's $130 and they'll just replace it. So I got to send it in.
That's not bad.
But for a $1,800 phone, that's pretty good.
I think that's better than T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. I think their deductible is a lot higher. Question 9, continuity and the ecosystem. What do you think of Samsung being part of the Samsung family?
I like it. I know with Apple, that's a big thing. At least personally, I feel like they're getting pretty close to Apple's like connectivity. I have the Tab S7 Plus, and the whole like texting on my tablet and the phone at the same time is kind of nice, where everything just kind of comes to all of the devices.
That's through the new Google Messages app, right?
No, so that's directly through the Samsung messaging app as well.
The one that comes installed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's essentially, if you're logged into your Samsung account on both devices, it will send your notifications to both devices. Kind of cool. Link them. It's kind of like how you can now link your Samsung to a Windows computer and essentially pull up your phone on your computer.
Okay.
So they've been doing a lot in terms of like ecosystem connectivity like that. Samsung Pay is really nice. I guess that's part of the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Though
I like Samsung Pay.
They've taken away I can't remember what it was called.
System.
Well, no, there was
because I used to get all these points for all my purchases, and then you could save up your points and get a free watch or...
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
They didn't take it away. They modified the rewards program.
Thinking is they used to have the little magnetic sensor in there so you could trick the card reader.
Yeah.
And so now it's just NFC. They've taken away that little...
That's a bummer.
The electromagnetic, whatever. Honestly, a lot of places now are getting to the point where they're accepting tap to pay anyway, so I guess it makes sense. It's not really as necessary of a feature. A little bit of a bummer there.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's part of the reason why I haven't switched. I tried OnePlus for a little bit, but it's just I didn't get the same connectivity between my devices. I
think that was my fault because I was showing you how awesome OnePlus was, but OnePlus doesn't quite have an ecosystem. I mean, they have a phone,
yeah,
they have headphones, they have a TV in some parts of the world, and they have a watch. That's not much of an ecosystem.
Yeah.
Not yet, anyway.
Yeah. Whereas Samsung, you've got the phone, the watches. I've got the Galaxy Buds Pro, which that's another fun thing is my wife has the Buds Live. If I'm listening to something there, I can hit a button and it'll share my music to her earbuds as well, so we can both be listening at the same time, as well as quick swapping between devices where I can be on my phone, switch to my tablet, and not have to like unpair and repair.
See, and that's really good continuity.
Yeah, that was a big one that I really liked because it's just so convenient, especially like traveling.
Yeah.
Like we went on a cruise like a month ago, and if we want to watch something together on the plane, we just connect them both to the phone and we're good to go.
Very nice. Question 10, sounds and audio performance.
I feel like Samsung has always been pretty good, at least in their flagship phones, on their like speaker quality and like how loud they get. Mm-hmm. This one is the same, if not better, because you get essentially the full speaker grill on the top and the bottom.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
As opposed to...
Yeah, this one is just the speaker grill.
Well, and it's like a half speaker grill because they don't have room because of the charger.
Yeah.
And then a lot of companies now are doing like the one speaker grill and then coming out of the earpiece as well. Mm-hmm. But this just... It bumps it up to another level.
So let's get to
like full volume.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
First things first. Need to show you
loud. It's really clear. There's not really
this
any
morning I was in bed
distortion.
like distortion.
Ago, and I was clicking this.
Put it on a table. It's a little better.
Be really quiet.
So is that playing just through the phone? So now
So
if
this
I
is
just
your ASMR on the Samsung Galaxy Watch Classic with that rotating bezel. It kind of makes a
that sounds really good.
like a small little.
Yeah, like it's been good music wise.
Gears turning.
I almost don't need
this. Do not disturb is on. Will stay.
I almost don't need
a
Bluetooth speaker. A lot of Bluetooth speakers now, like some of the cheaper ones, they don't sound that great. And
yeah, and they have distortion.
Yeah, and like my phone sounds better than a lot of the ones that I have around the house. So I almost just don't use speakers anymore.
Yeah, yours. Yeah. I won't lie. Yeah, yours sounds way better than mine. But I even think it sounds better than the S21 because of that extra speaker on top. I mean, because that's the thing. I don't understand how they say, yeah, this has Dolby Atmos when it just has really kind of one speaker here and one through the headpiece. But yours physically has two onboard speakers. That's pretty awesome.
Which, that's a good point. I don't know if I've even turned on Dolby Atmos yet.
Oh.
Okay, never mind. It's automatically on.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Which is good.
I had to turn it on for mine.
Okay.
Yeah, for the Z
Flip.
Flip3, it did not come enabled automatically. Number 11, tips and tricks, which you've actually kind of already shown us.
Yeah.
Are there any other? Oh, the tips and you mentioned the ability to do a restart.
That's another thing, just randomly, where they've done a good job of splitting the UI, so like everything is perfectly split between the two halves of your screen.
That looks. Yeah, you can find stuff way faster. That's awesome.
But so in battery and device care, you can go to your battery settings here. A little easier to find stuff, but it's auto restart at set times.
Oh.
So your phone will restart automatically within an hour of the time you set. So I have it every night at 3 a.m.
Nice. And
only
you
do it
should
if
be at bed at 3 a.m., right?
Yeah, exactly.
Should. the operative word?
Basically, it's always charging, so the battery's always above 30%, at least at 3 a.m. The phone industry, I worked selling phones for a while, and that was always something that I recommended, was to restart your phone generally at least once a week. Why not once a day?
Yeah, why not?
Keep it running smoothly.
All right, so the last question. So show us some tips and tricks.
Yeah, so I've got a couple. But first off, we kind of talked about the whole having things carry over from your like inner display to the outer display, and
Yes.
The whole like flex mode, having your screen kind of change for that. So that's all going to be in advanced features under Labs, Samsung Labs. So you can go in, you can also customize app aspect ratios. So that's where, like, if you open Instagram, it's full screen, instead of having like a bar on each end. But you can pick your specific app, this to be full screen, but I want this too, then you can do that. You've also got flex mode panel. That's where you bend it and it changes the aspect ratio and gives you like the double control. You can pick your apps. So me specifically, I've mostly done it on media apps. You do have a couple apps like Disney Plus, Netflix that automatically have that enabled. And then you also have, you can carry your apps over from the center display, and basically everything you can choose what you want it to do. Pinning your favorite apps, that's over here. So you can have that full kind of like a control panel bar, like the MacBook and or Windows. Another thing we didn't talk about before. It does have S Pen support, but we found out that this this stylus, if you try and use a different stylus on it, it'll pull up an error saying only use the S Pen.
So it's warning us that it's not the S Pen.
But if you use the back of it, it works for some reason. They don't have that blocked.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that the eraser actually, I wonder if we could draw on it. Can you open up OneNote?
Yeah, let's see.
Let's see if we can trick Samsung.
We'll just do that.
So it doesn't let
still
you do
gives
that.
the error.
But if you turn it over, oh, no.
Hold on, let me...
English bold. Yeah, it's on pencil mode.
Well,
Tap title. Oh, that's to
there it
save
is.
it. It does work.
yeah, it works just fine.
That's remarkable. So good job, remarkable, for fooling Samsung. I wonder how sensitive it is. I gotta try this.
Like the touch sensitivity. It's a little off.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, this is an eraser, not the stylus part.
Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
the
it does
actual S
not
Pen's
like
pretty
that
good.
at all. Use only the S Pen. Do you know how much the S Pen is?
I think
It's like 50 or $60.
Yeah, I think it starts at 50, and then you get like the S Pen
Yeah.
Pro.
Well,
But
this one was 100.
yeah. And the thing about it is on the S Pen for the Fold, it's got like basically a spring in there, so you can't push too hard
And
like
puncture
hurt
the
the
screen.
screen. Yeah.
But overall, yeah, your screen feels almost identical to the screen
To the
on
Flip.
the. If I can open mine. There we go, side by side.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah, they
really
feel
similar.
pretty identical. So I wonder if we line up the ridges. That is a whole lot of Samsung's screen right there.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of crease too.
What? Hold on. Coming around.
So I guess another tip that we didn't really go over is it's part of the camera, is the whole viewing on the cover display. So if I have my camera up, so I can hit this button up here, which
Nice.
adds you the cover screen preview. So then if I flip it around, you can
There I
film
am.
from the rear facing camera. Oh, well, it took a picture.
Oh, all because I held up
your
my.
palm.
That's right. Picture.
Which, that's something I've really liked about
gestures?
Samsung. You can use the gestures. You can say shoot sometimes. If I don't think I have it turned on, but you can say shoot or cheese and it'll take a picture. If you can't reach the the shutter button. You can actually pull a floating shutter button off.
Oh, nice.
So like if it's more comfortable for you to hold it like this than to hold your thumb up here, you can take a picture from that, move it anywhere on your screen.
So now we'll do a little quick zoom photography. We'll take some photos of Hedwig and Harry Potter, and then I'll throw those on the screen. So we said pretty much that the camera is the same between the S21 and the Fold 3, and this will kind of help prove it. And then we'll also do a nice photo of Stay Puft.
When you switch to the portrait mode, it zooms in a little bit, it looked like. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks good. So here's a photo of Stay Puft taken on the Fold 3. And that is the end of our video. Many thanks to Johnny.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that was fun. It's hard to look at these in the store because you can't hold them.
Yeah, it's on
and they're
like
stuck to that anchor thing.
Yeah, the little...
And...
mount.
And honestly, after, hearing your comments, and I'm like, man, should I return my Flip and get the Fold? It's tempting. I think the one thing I like about the Flip, and I'll show this in my video, I like being able to just put it in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try a pocket test.
It sticks out a little bit, but it's a tall phone, so it's going to be a little higher. But
that's the same issue that I have with the OnePlus 9 Pro. No, it'll stick out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, many thanks to Johnny for joining me on my channel. Not necessarily a cameo experience because this video was over 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
We will put the chapter shortcuts down below if you want to skip around. And the audio is a little different because we took off the lav mic, and hopefully you can hear us all right. Well, thank you so much for watching. Pithy comments down below. And yes, let the credits roll for the Paramount Kid. And we'll end with the folding view here. Here we go. Ready? Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, testing audio with Johnny. Go ahead.
All right, testing.
And then if
Here's
I'm
the
speaking,
audio.
It's probably really bad, but we'll try it. So question number 1, communication and features. And then Johnny says blah, blah, blah.
It works.